Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. So today I have an interesting project for you that I have been meaning to start for a while, but just haven't gotten around to doing it. I've talked about this in past videos, but I want to try this grow a tree kit that I got in California. I'm going to start it today. This is just going to be a kind of a short video just showing like actually setting up the process of it. And then in the future, I'll do update videos of like when it's sprouting and other steps that I have to take and that kind of stuff. So you'll see the journey of this tree, you know, as long as everything's good and it survives and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully multiple trees, because this does come with multiple seeds. But I'm just going to show you the setup process for it today, and then I'll make update videos after that point. So this is just a small little tree starting kit. In fact, I think you actually can buy them online. So if there is a website for this, then I will link it down below if you want to take a look. They have other products as well. Like I remember when I bought this, they had other stuff. But this is a coast redwood. I know they also have giant sequoias, like the most popular type. This is just another type of like California tree. They have like the very deep red bark, that kind of stuff. But this kind of gives you everything that you need as a little like tree seed germination kit, little greenhouse type of thing. And I'll show you everything that it includes. Okay, so let's open this up and see what's inside. Now, I do want to add that I have another tree, a ponderosa pine that I started about 2 years ago or so. I have it in some other videos, but that I actually started from the same seed starting kit. So I have a pretty good idea of how to do this and like what stuff it comes with and all that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much it. This container is empty. There's this, which you can see that this little piece is like the greenhouse that you're going to start the seeds in, and then the instructions. So this is a nice little instruction booklet. It's pretty simple to follow, but it gives you all the different directions. But I'm just going to leave this off to the side, and then I'll just follow it step by step. So inside this greenhouse, if I pop this top off, you can see that there's these, which are the little seeds. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, around 8 seeds that are in there. So hopefully that's a potential for 8 different trees. Then I can open up this. I think this is like the perlite with the pebbles to go right on top, just in a little plastic bag. And then the last thing in here is going to be the soil. So there's not a ton of soil, but you don't need a whole lot for this anyways. So I'm going to cut this open, and then I think what I'm going to do is, because the soil is pretty dry, I need to pre-moisten it. So I think I'm going to try to mix it up in this bag, and we'll see how that goes. But hopefully it'll work in here, and then I can just pull it right in here. So it looks pretty good. I didn't measure how much water I put in there, just like a decent amount, just to get it wet enough. So this can go right in here. I'm trying not to make a mess. Okay, so now I'm going to take these seeds. Just cut an opening for them, and then I'm just going to do one at a time. So I'll put them on here. I'm going to try to keep them as separate as possible, so that way hopefully they can all germinate and then they won't be right next to each other. Hopefully you can see what that looks like. And then the last thing is just the white pebbles. So these just go right on top. And then once we're done with that, I can just put the top back on this. Okay, so now that we have it all set up, it needs to go in the refrigerator for about 20 days. That's because these seeds need a cold stratification period in order for them to germinate, and that's not something that every single seed needs. But I'm going to read the directions on here to make some sense of it. Now you are ready to play a little trick on your seeds, imitating nature in a process called cold stratification. Place your mini greenhouse into the refrigerator and leave it there for 20 days. Time in the cold, damp environment of the fridge provides a kind of winter for your seeds, which prepares them for germination. Then step 8 says, after 20 days, remove the greenhouse from the refrigerator and place it near a sunny window or some other warm place. The rapid transition from cold to warm environment gives the seeds a change of weather that breaks the dormancy. To your seeds, warmth and humidity are springtime's invitation to wake up and grow. So for me, once the seeds are done in there, they're gonna go right there. There was one last thing that I wanted to mention with this, and I am starting these seeds at about the end of September, beginning of October, and that's not necessarily the best time to start it, but I think because I've done this one time before, and I'm going to keep a close eye on them, that it's going to work out for me. So in the directions, it does actually say the best time to do this is about springtime. When I did this with the ponderosa pine that I planted 2 years ago, I got the seed starting kit around the beginning to middle of March, and I started it right when I got home, actually. So it was probably around the middle to end of March when I started it, and that was pretty successful for that first year. What happened was the seeds sprouted within maybe a week or two, and then once they just started to grow a little bit, I separated them together, put them outside, and then they could grow for the summer. So it was very consistent with how they would naturally grow out in nature. But for me, I'm going to be starting them over the winter. I think for me, I'd rather them get a little bit larger, even though I have to deal with them over the winter time, but have that extra time for them to grow, so that way maybe next year they can grow even faster, because they'll already put on some more size. But the biggest reason why is because of the grow light that I have in my dorm. If you were to just put them in a windowsill over the winter time, especially the further north you are, there's going to be less sun during the daytime in the winter. So they may not get the optimal amount of sun that they actually would need, unless you were to start them in maybe like the end of January or beginning of February, sometime around there, because then quickly the sun would be gaining time every single day, and you'd be getting closer to springtime. So once they do start to grow a little bit, you'd be able to put them outside. Another thing too is just if you are going to be putting them outside, just to be careful about putting them outside too early. You don't want to put them outside when it's really cold, because even though they are going to be able to tolerate freezing temperatures, they won't be able to do so when they're really, really small. If they're used to, 65, 70 degrees inside all the time, and then one night you put them out and it's, 25, they're going to get shocked, and most likely they will end up dying. So it is kind of unfortunate. I'll go over that stuff more as I get closer to that point. And I also will ultimately be planting them back at home in pots. I will not have them here up in Vermont, just because that's not necessarily going to work unless I can get something to work where we actually plant them on campus. Not sure about that though. That could be something to talk about in the future. But anyways, I just wanted to show you this process for now, just to see how it gets started in case you find one of those kits yourself. Like I said, I found them in a couple different locations. One was in Nevada, one was in California, so I think they're more on the West Coast that you'll find them. But even if you live on the East Coast like me and you want to try one of those out, because they're really simple and they're really fun, you should be able to find them online. So again, I will link that in the description down below if you want to check out their website, and you can see what other products they have as well, because it's not just the ponderosa pine or the redwood that I planted, but they also have the sequoia, and I'm sure they have other stuff too. The other thing I wanted to say is that I am going to be starting the Joshua tree the seed starting kit as well. So stay tuned for that video as well. I'm just going to wait another couple of weeks or so to start that, and then hopefully you'll see that soon enough. So besides that, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did like it, be sure to give it a thumbs up so we can help push this video out to other people that might be interested in seeing it. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. So I will see you guys in the next video.